Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is the Hoosier GNCC in Crawfordsville, Indiana. And you see here on the left, a little bit of front tire there on that second straightaway at the start. But right now, after this race, we are 4 for 4 for the last 4 hole shots. So I had to keep that streak going, so I did not let the guy on the left of me there pass me on the hole shot. We were able to get a hole shot, and we stayed in the lead for the longest I've stayed in the lead so far this year, which was cool. Doesn't make for the best footage, but don't worry, stick around because there's definitely a lot where I'm not in the lead, where you guys are going to see some awesome footage. As far as conditions, it was pretty much perfect in the woods. Everything out of the woods, as you guys probably saw in the intro, a lot less perfect. There was a lot of dust, and it makes for some good battles, but it also kind of spreads everything out. You'll see in a little while what I mean by that. But it definitely gets more interesting as the race goes on. Also, I'm here with my dad, Mike Sigety.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? We're going to do something a little different in this video that we've never done before. We're going to give away a free tire to one lucky winner, and all you have to do is get the most likes on your comment. If you can get, the only requirement really is you just have to have at least 5 likes. And we have mini bike tires, we have full-size bike tires, and we even have some race spec tires. So whoever's comment gets the most likes will win a free tire.
Yep, so if you guys heard that, comment down below, please. Right here is the bike only section at the Indiana GNCC, so only the PM, which is like the Pro, the A, and some of the B classes, ran through this little creek section. It had a nice hard bottom though, it wasn't bad at all. You see my hands are a little pumped up. I'm trying to stretch them out on the left if you look every little bit. But right now I'm still leading. We're catching the line ahead of us, or ahead of me, which is the A light, correct?
Yep, 8 4-stroke lights, and that's a big line. There's like 25 people in that line.
Also, I know it just got muddy. On the right, Colby Goodman passed me, then Keelan Uplinger, and then you're gonna see again right here on the right side, right as I wipe the camera, Joe Shriver passes me. I was stuck in a rut, and he got around me. Good line by him. What ended up happening there, why everybody got around me? Well, Colby got around me right at the beginning, and then I was trying to get around him, and I took a bad line that put me into a rut, and I didn't want to recreate. I don't know if you guys watched my Talladega video, but I got stuck at Talladega, and I didn't want to recreate that and get stuck at another race that wasn't even a mud race. So I had to make sure that I kind of stopped, backed up a little bit. Even though I probably wouldn't have gotten stuck, I just didn't want the opportunity. I put this clip in right there on the left. I don't know if you guys noticed. That was Joe Shriver. He went down pretty hard. So this is how I got around him the first time. But him and I are going to go back and forth a lot. Here's some of that dust I'm talking about. A little two-way. Like you can go on the left or the right where I'm going here in this creek. And you see I'm going to pass the guy in the KTM that you just saw in front of me. He's not in my class, but just making our way through the A-Lights class right now.
So this is one of the farthest events for us with the exception of Florida, and we left at 3 o'clock on Thursday and basically rolled in on 3 o'clock on Friday. I ate my meals in the driver's seat with just sandwiches, nothing crazy, but we did stop for sleeping for 7 hours, but it is a long race.
Right here at the bottom of this hill, there was a little bit of a pileup. Not here, it's a little farther down. And I do pass Michael Myers, I'm pretty sure, at the bottom of this hill. He ends up getting me back later, but he's all the way on the left. You can barely even see him as we get by there. And then I pass another rider who was, again, not in my class, on the 4-stroke A-Lights class.
And I meant to say long commute, not long race. But one thing crazy about this event, this day, the Hoosier, is that it was super, super dusty when we got there Friday. Like, even just pedaling bicycles in the woods was creating dust, and one of our friends was with us and he just kept coughing. I'm like, man, you got to race tomorrow. I'll let you go in front of me. And then like a micro burst, like with severe thunderstorms and tornado winds.
Also here on the right is David Simpson from the XC3 line. He just let me go. Yeah, he's on the right here.
Yeah, he stays way right, and wow, that was scary because he could have hit that hay bale. But yeah, so this microburst came through and just briefly, didn't drop a lot of water, really bad winds. Like we were in the motorhome and the cabinets were shaking back and forth like the doors. But it didn't drop a lot of water, but from somehow just enough.
Also there, I don't know if you guys noticed, I took a line to the left and Cade Stats and Keelan Uplinger were able to get around me, going through the center, going through the center of that water hole. So I guess a bad line by me, but I got held up a little bit, I think, by the person in front of me.
So I didn't realize there was so many tough lines in here because like a lot of the classes were all really close together in time. I guess we're just getting used to mud runs. Like the mud runs, there's just so many really bad lines that like everything spreads out really far. But I remember last year at this event, which they do 2 events at. By the way, this is at the Ironman National, actually International. Oh, is this where you do that jump?
Yeah. You see this little jump here? That looks a lot easier on GoPro. I thought it was a pretty cool jump. I remember biking it the day before, and I showed it to my friend, and he was one of the people biking the track with me, and he was like, "Wow, I'd like to see you hit that." Definitely not gonna happen. But everything looks easier on GoPro. If you guys keep watching, I make a pass on that jump, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever when I did it. So make sure you guys keep watching, because that was exciting.
Yeah, on the Racer TV, they had the drone footage, and Ben Kelly and Stu Baylor went through there, and Stu did the jump and passed somebody, and Ben Kelly didn't do the jump.
Yep. If you guys just saw right there, every time it got dusty, I would kind of lose these guys, and then you saw that they were completely out of my sight. We're going to the woods for a little bit, maybe a mile, if that, and I bring them right back into my sight. So dust and these flat corners are definitely something I need to work on. Honestly, if any of you guys have a good area. Oh, here is Joe Shriver again. He almost missed that turn coming into the pits. My dad gives me a water bottle, and now Joe and I will battle for a while, which you will see. We have a couple battles in this race.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying about where this is held. This is held at the world-famous Ironman MX Raceway, where they hold national motocross, and they also are doing the Motocross of Nations this year at this facility. And I remember a couple years ago, I guess it was probably the Ironman, because they call it Hoosier in the beginning of the year and Ironman at the end of the year. You used a lot more motocross track than you're using today. Like, you're just using the outskirts of it. I guess they're saving the track for the pro motocross or whatever reason. And they had this tunnel that you could walk through if you want to get to different areas of the track. And the tunnel was also like, I'm not going to call it a jump. Nobody can jump it, but it was like something you'd have to go up. And as soon as you got to the other side, you had to make a sharp left turn. And I guess Ryder forgot that it was big. I mean, it was probably 10 feet tall. And he didn't realize it wasn't a tabletop. And there's 2 people, if you go back to one of his YZ85 videos, on that big sewer pipe hill, making sure nobody did anything stupid. And sure enough, Ryder comes flying up to it, and they're both pushing their hands down the ground like, slow down, slow down, slow down. And he just nails it and then jumps off. You hear the bike screaming in the air, flat lands it, and goes off the track.
Yeah, I remember I definitely let a little loose in my pants after that one, which is ironic because
yeah, that's funny.
Which is ironic because if you guys keep watching this video, probably not one of my proudest moments, but I don't know what happened. I had the same routine as I always had before the race, and something didn't sit in my stomach right, and I had to actually stop and use the bathroom really fast. It took a little under a minute at the end of the video, but that was definitely a new experience, and my stomach just hurt so bad I had to. I honestly think, I'm confident I would have done worse if I didn't stop. So I don't know what went wrong there, but
Yeah, and I didn't catch everything you said there, but just to make sure we're clear on this happened during the race. Like, when he says it's at the end of the video, but during the race.
Oh yeah, I still have another lap and a half to go when it happens.
So I know every video I say please like, subscribe, and comment, but I'm not going to say that this time. I'm going to say please like, subscribe, comment, and notify, so you can be notified when these videos come up. That would help us a lot, because Ryder works really hard on these videos, and it would be much appreciated if you can do that for us. And I know we have a very loyal fan base that come up here and say the same thing every time, and that's totally fine. That's awesome. Actually, I really appreciate it. I know what you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And if you like somebody's comment, like it and help them get the free tire, because everybody wants to win that free tire, I hope, right?
Yeah, and what we'll do is when we give you the tire, we'll put your screen name and a picture of you if you in our video.
Yep.
So as you can see, there's a Regina logo in the corner. This logo is partially sponsored by Regina. We've been using them for many years, and we've had zero problems with Regina chains. And a matter of fact, they make chains for some of the other well-known companies, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about it, but they are by far our favorite chain.
I really liked, and a lot of people said this about the GNCC, this track had a lot of different lines. If you watch, I am rarely ever in the same line as Joe Schreiber, who is right in front of me. I mean, the whole time I'm trying to pick a different line than he is. And I mean, sometimes it's worse, obviously. Sometimes it's better, but I'm not really able to make a good pass for a while. The conditions in the woods at this race were pretty much perfect, like I said. But a couple of days before, when we were biking the track, like on Thursday, Friday, it was, no, not Thursday, just Friday and Saturday. It really wasn't damp like this at all. It was really dry, and it looked like it was gonna be super dusty. But then we got this really bad quick. It was only like, I don't know. What?
You were sitting right next to me when I just said all this, right?
Oh yeah, well anyway, I guess he just talked about it. But after the thunderstorm, it was really pretty perfect conditions, besides this, because we're going through the creek, obviously. And I was listening to one of the announcers speak, because we were parked right next to the finish. And he was saying that a lot of the youth riders, and I honestly kind of agree, we missed the mud, right? We've had so many mud races this year. Everybody's used to the mud, and it spreads everything out. I don't know. I kind of missed the mud a lot of this race when I was racing. But I guess it's like one of those things, when it's hot out, you want it to be cold. When it's cold out, you want it to be hot. So maybe it's like that. Once it's another mud run, I'm sure I'll be saying I just want a dry race.
So I don't know if you've been following the overall results at the GNCC, but there's been a new trend lately where the 250Fs, which are called the XC2 line, the second line of the day, they have been like dominating the races, not just coming out and doing well, but dominating. And again, Grant Davis on a 250F won the overall, and he not only won it on adjusted time because he starts a minute behind the first row, but he passed everybody on the first row. He was killing it. And so Grant Davis got first. Ben Kelly, he is on the first row. He got second. And Angus Rorden, he got from Australia. He got third again on a 250 from the second row. So this same with fourth. Yeah, right. Forgot about that. Cody Barnes. Yeah. So this has been really impressive how these 250Fs have enough power to beat everyone on the 450s. It's crazy. And I actually had a conversation with Stu Baylor at the Powerline Park recently, saying, I remember you in an interview, Stu, where you said you were trying to nurse your 450 motor to finish the Coca race. And some of my friends told me when you pass them, they could actually smell your bike burning oil. And he goes, I have to nurse my motor every race, or I will destroy the bike and won't finish the race. And I find that like so unfathomable that someone can take a 450 and destroy it in one race. I'm like, I figured if I ever had a 450, it would last me until I was dead.
Yeah, well, I don't know if Stu is really your average like person to be comparing to. Stu is definitely like a whole nother beast. When you have somebody that big that's breaking axle adjusters.
And that's the truth, yeah. He would break axle adjusters. He actually would break the subframe mount off of the main frame on his motorcycles. He is crazy, the stuff that guy could break.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, everybody rides differently, but I could not imagine myself in any near future needing a 450. Right now, I feel like I'm fine on the 125. Like at the last round of my local series, a lot of people came up to me after the race, be like, "Wow, I can't believe you did that on a 125." And I was kind of looking at them like, "Can't believe you did that on a 250." Like people I was battling with, because for me, a lot of the time, I am so happy that I'm on a 125 and not 250, just because it's so much lighter. I can move it around and stuff. I mean, obviously it has its benefits and its downsides, but coming in like 2 or 3 corners, there's a big log, which is kind of cool. The GNCC adds some of the stuff like harder lines and easier lines. But Joe took the inside log, and I was so pissed. I was going to try to take it and pass him. I don't think I was really close enough, but I was like, oh, that was smart of him, because if he didn't take that inside log, I definitely was going to.
So a little bit off the topic of this race, but there is a highway to get to this race called I-70, and it's in Indiana. And I've been driving RVs for almost 30 years now, I have never driven my RV on a road so bumpy and so potholed as that road, and it was so bad it opened up cabinets in my motorhome. Imagine going over speed bumps at like 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. I heard some emergency beeping sound going off in my motorhome that I never heard before. I have a tire pressure monitor on my dashboard that never fell off my dashboard before. So I put a post on the GNCC website saying, is the I-70 as bad westbound as eastbound? And so many people commented that it's the worst highway ever. And one guy said that his friend's trailer broke off and he lost it on I-70 and didn't know and drove for like 10 minutes. He said the bike survived, but the trailer didn't.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I feel like you'd have to feel that, or at least check in your mirrors every once in a while. I don't know, maybe a small trailer on a big motorhome or something.
The road was just so bad you couldn't feel anything. Again, there was beeping sounds like beep, beep going off in my motorhome that I never heard before in my life. I don't know where it came from.
I know, when you were driving on that road, I was trying to like, oh, look at this here. This is Joe and I just ripping up this hill. But, I don't know if you guys, sorry, a little off topic here. I don't know if you guys remember, there was that little jump that I was talking about earlier over the log. I was so hoping that I was gonna get to pass Joe on that. But then we come into this corner and he goes in a little too hard and falls. So I didn't even have to wait until that line, which is coming up in just a little bit. Yeah, like I was saying.
How many laps were you following him?
I'm not sure. Too many though. So I mean, I think it's probably the dust, but
You're only 30 seconds
I don't know. I gotta work on my passing, I guess. I don't know. This is our pit stop. Pretty fast until I go to take off again, and the bike was off. Then I pull out my Kickstarter, go to put my foot on it. As I'm putting my foot on it, I kick it back in. So it was just completely embarrassing. And at least it wasn't like the owner or the boss of my boss at AmPro was there watching, but he was.
He was, like, yeah, the decision maker at Yamaha was watching the whole thing. And parents, how many times, what's going on here, by the way?
Yeah, so I just fell, I don't know what happened. It was kind of silly. Like, I couldn't decide between two lines, and I kind of slid into the bottom one. And wasn't a bad fall at all, except you're going to see me in a minute probably adjusting my clutch. The treat, yeah, see right now I'm adjusting my clutch with that Worx connection adjustable lever. But the treat, when I hit it, it bent my my bark buster in, and it was holding my clutch lever in. And I didn't want to just ride with my clutch, like that would slip in the clutch the whole time. So I just adjusted the clutch way in so that it had a little bit of play left. But that was definitely, could have been a lot worse, I guess, right? Also, I don't have exactly the pass in here. The GoPro was dirty, if you guys just watched a minute ago. But Joe got around me again, and well, I just took a really bad line right there. But after I catch back up to him, we kind of battle for a little bit more. But you see, right now is Rubenstein. He's in my class, and this is the pass I was talking about. Boom, right over the log, pass him. I almost didn't get it. I definitely could have slowed down there. It was a little sketchy pass, but I was like, this would be so cool if I could get this pass. Like, it would be like a dream pass to be able to pass somebody right there. And now it's Joe and I battling again. You see him just going through those silk corners, and me just trying to take every line possible, at least, to try to get around him.
Funny thing about Rubenstein, I guess that's his name, is that he actually, I guess, dates a girl who's the daughter of my friend. And we were at the last race, and I'm like, oh, saying hello. And then after you went by, Ryder, I went to another spot, and then she was at that other spot. I'm like, oh, hey, hello. No idea that she was rooting for the same person you were, like, battling with. And this, like, went on for, like, a couple laps. We kept ending up in the same spot. I'm like, oh, you're rooting for his competition. They're battling now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. He's nice, though. Respectful rider. I feel like that situation could have been worse with us both coming in there, but it was fine.
So speaking of handguards, I've been experimenting with some new handguards. They're called SXS, and they are like super burly but not wraparound handguards. I definitely suggest to check them out if you get a chance. If you're, especially if you're old school like me, and I'm like getting away from the wraparound bark busters, they are the very unique handguards. Never seen anything like that on the market. So another weird thing about Indiana, it's right on the border of being in the next time zone, but it's not. And, like, I was hanging out with this older guy. I mean, I'm old, but he's actually a little older than me. He's like, man, I'm tired. What is it, like 9:30? And I'm like, no way, it's sunny out. Yeah, it's 9:30 and sunny out still in Indiana. It's crazy. I'm like, wow. like what are you in, like by the equator now or something? What's going on here?
Yeah, it was light, really dark there. I know, it was like my bedtime on Saturday and it was light out. But,
Well, I make it his bedtime. He hates me for it. So I don't know if I finished this before, talking about how this is where they do the Ironman National Motocross race, but this year, I think I did say that, they're going to do the Motocross of Nations here. So this is like a really famous track. But this, yeah, I went over that already. Sorry. So I was reading Motocross Action, and one guy was talking about how his newer bikes aren't always better, and his favorite bike was a 2014 YZ450F. And this was only like 2-3 years ago he was saying this. And that's funny because I have a 2013 YZ250F. That's one of my favorite bikes that I converted to a 290. And back then they were super light 250Fs. It was like a weight of 212 or I think 213 pounds. And just doing a little self-plug here, selling a 290F if anyone wants one, and a YZ125. You see us at the races, so let me know if you're interested.
yes. And if you guys have any questions about that, you can text him at Mike Sigety. He's definitely a lot better at answering questions about that. I mean, on Instagram, on Instagram, message Mike Sigety rather than Ryder Sigety, just because he'll be a lot better at answering you, and he'll know the answers a lot better than I will. Yeah.
Yeah, factory rider here, gets on the bike, rides it, and hands it off to me when he's done. And next week, guess what? It's perfect just the way he likes it. As a matter of fact, even I get on the bike and test ride it before we give it to him. Not him. He doesn't even have to test ride it.
And then I go to bed at 8:45 and then repeat.
When do you go to bed at 8:45? He hates me when I tell him to go to bed at 9:30.
All right. Well, anyway, back to the racing here. You see, still riding with Joe Shriver. Right now, my stomach is kind of. I felt like this is probably when it started to hurt more, and Joe is about to kind of drop me in like a minute or two. He starts to drop me, and you're gonna see my little shortened potty break that I take during the race.
Don't worry, everything we do is PG. So this is again another little sponsor plug, but this one will help you out. We've been super happy with our Guts seats and our Guts seat foam, but they actually have some new seat covers that are really impressive and different. So you might want to check them out. And we're going to give you a 20% discount code by using capital R Sigety, S-I-G-E-T-Y. So that's R Sigety 20, and you can get 20% off anything at Guts.
Yeah. Furthermore, because I know you guys are seeing the seat a little bit when I'm standing, I'm trying out not a new GoPro angle, well, kind of a new GoPro angle. I forgot my chest protector, and thank you to Ryan Amancio for letting me borrow his chest protector and putting my GoPro on it. But I'm trying a new GoPro perspective. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you look at any of my really past videos, it's kind of records in a square, and I have to like stretch it, so it's kind of stretched res. But this video, I tried a new settings on the GoPro. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments, because I really like this. I think I like these settings better. It's way better to watch. It's clearer, and just overall I like it.
Yeah, I think your own chest protector has a little better angle, but this setting will be interesting to see how it exports. And Ryder, why don't you tell everyone about how many times you've forgotten your chest protector at races over the last few years?
Not important, because this is more important. This is my potty stop that I kind of shortened up a good bit. Like I said, it was a little under a minute total from start to finish, 50 seconds, which isn't bad.
Wait, you just got a real good view of the seat.
Yeah, look, you guys could see the seat right there.
What's that brown stain on your seat?
Okay, there's no brown stain on my seat. And we are kind of nearing the end of the video, so I mean, just in a little bit, you're going to see the leaders. They get around me. I put most of the leaders in there, and you're going to see a lot of dust, right? Like, I just rode into a nice pile of dust. But, yeah, there's Grant Davis, and then in a little bit, Ben Kelly, and there's more people. But coming up in about 2 weeks, I have the Mountaineer GNCC. So make sure you guys come back to...
Mason Dixon.
That's what I meant, Mason Dixon. And make sure you guys come back to watch that video, because that will be an interesting one. But then in another 2 weeks after that, a really good race that you guys need to watch is Snowshoe GNCC. So that's going to be a good video. Hopefully it's not dusty for that one. And that'll be an awesome one. That usually gets a lot of views. And
like 20,000 views.
Yeah, maybe we should do another tire giveaway in that one. I guess it depends on how you guys do for this one.
Yeah, we'll keep doing them if this goes well.
All right, thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.